Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. I'm Russ Jones. The weather has just been relentless with the rain for over 8 days. It's been raining on and off all day, so my barbecue got canceled. I was going to pull out my Lone Star grills all set, was going to do some barbecue beef ribs, so that's coming soon. But what I am doing today is I decided to go ahead and do a seafood cook. Haven't done one in a while. I got the Big Joe Kamado Joe right here. We're going to be doing some Caribbean style barbecue shrimp. It's a barbecue and garlic shrimp using some of the Pirate Jonnys seasonings. Going to be killer. I'm also doing a Baltimore style crab cake with an orange chipotle sauce. Going to happen right after this.
If you wanna cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Russ Jones Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky
I run across this recipe online the other day for a Baltimore style crab cake, and that's the recipe I'm following today. It sounds good, and it's unlike the way we normally make crab cakes down here, which incorporates onion, some celery, parsley, and things like that. This is going to be free of all that, and the reason I chose this recipe is because of the orange chipotle sauce that these crab cakes are going to get. I don't want none of those flavors competing with it. So we're going to start by putting 1/2 cup of mayo. You can use your favorite mayo on that. Now you want 1 large egg beaten. I've got 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I've got 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Last but not least, we got around a 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of hot sauce. Use your favorite. All right, you want to take a whisk and give all this a really good mix. I've got 1 pound of lump crab meat. This is local fresh blue crab, very fresh. Just bought this today. We're going to take our mixture. We're going to pour over the crab. Make sure you get all of it. In this bowl, I have 20 saltine crackers that I have pulverized. You could also possibly use breadcrumbs. Some people use fresh bread. I've done both of those. These crackers do work real well. We're just going to go ahead and pour these on in. Now you want to incorporate this real gently. You just don't want to do no heavy stirring. Just slowly toss it, make sure everything's coated, get it all incorporated. Alright, so you just want to take your hands, that's the best tool I can think of, and just form you some crab cakes. There's one. Alright, I'm sort of forming these into a ball, and they'll kind of settle in on their own. As you can see, these are wet, but once they go under heat, they're going to do just fine. We're going to put them on this non-stick surface. That was enough for 5 pretty good sized crab cakes. The salt in the saltines has added salt all the way through. I took some black pepper and sprinkled on this side. Now we're going to put a little Old Bay. I don't want to really cover this in a whole lot of spices because, once again, of that orange chipotle sauce that we're going to be serving with these. But you can't have a crab cake without Old Bay. I mean, come on. Any of you that watched last week's video seen the Pirate Burger that I did using the Pirate Jonnys products. The people over at Pirate Jonnys seen the video, they really liked it, and they sent me a cookbook. This is a really good cookbook. It's got recipes from the Caribbean, Cuban, Cajun. A lot of really good recipes in here for poultry, seafood, just a number of things. I've looked through it a couple of times. Really good. Now they also sent me a few more seasonings, and they also restocked me on the Scorched Pirate seasoning that I used on the Pirate Burgers. And along with it, they sent me this recipe card. This recipe, I could not find it in this book, so I'm glad they sent that, and that's exactly what I'm making today. This is Pirate Jonnys Caribbean BBQ Garlic Shrimp. Now I make a Cajun version of barbecue shrimp. Got a video on that. I promise you that is my favorite shrimp dish of all of them. It is so good. Has nothing to do with barbecue as people think of barbecue. It doesn't have a barbecue flavor. How it got its name I really don't know. But I'm anxious to try this Caribbean version of that, and it's going to involve the grill. Let's go ahead and clean some shrimp and get them prepped up. This particular shrimp was caught in the Gulf of Mexico, near me here, right here in the Gulf of Mexico. This spot indicates what this is. We refer to these as hoppers. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I've got this tool. This is specially made for deveining shrimp and cutting through the shell. I'm going to try my best to leave the heads intact. I love cooking shrimp with heads on because it really helps to season your shrimp. And by removing this vein, you're going to be doing a couple things. You're opening up your shrimp, you're opening up your shell to help it absorb and take on some of the seasoning we're going to be using. A little tricky at first, but there's the vein. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to pull these veins out just like that. There it goes, in with the shrimp. I got a whole 2 pounds of these to do, so we'll be back after all that's complete. I am melting 1 stick of butter into this little saucepan. Going to be adding some garlic momentarily. Our butter is melted. I've got 2 big cloves of garlic going in. This is only going to take around a minute. When you start smelling that garlic, you know you're good. I've got my butter and garlic back over here on the cutting board. I'm going to add the juice of 3 lemons. Now you want to season this. Now I did use salted butter, so we're not going in with much salt. Probably about a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Some black pepper. Now the barbecue shrimp that I make, the Louisiana style, requires a lot of black pepper. This recipe doesn't really call for that, but I am going to put quite a bit in here, but not as much as what I normally would. Let's give that a good stir. Now we're going to go in with the Pirate Jonnys Scorched Pirate. This is really good stuff. You can use this according to the instructions or their Caribbean rub. I don't have it in the Caribbean rub, so definitely using this. Alright, that's all I'm putting in for right now. And there's a reason for that. Now you want to go in with a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce. Good old Lea and Perrins. That's a bit more than a dash, but I happen to know it's really good in these barbecue sauces, which is not a barbecue sauce at all. Now you want to chop up some green onion. Add that to your marinade. Alright, now I've got to step outside and get some fresh parsley. Be right back. Alright, it is raining outside, so as you can see, this parsley is soaking wet, but it's not going to matter because it's fixing to go into a marinade anyway. I'm not even going to worry about really cutting this up. Alright, now what I'm going to do is take some more of the Scorched Pirate, and I'm just going to sprinkle some right onto the shrimp itself. We'll flip these over and do the same thing. We're going to let these marinate in the refrigerator for around 20 minutes. That'll give me time to go outside and get my grill fired up. The recipe calls to skewer these shrimp, but I tell you the truth, these are so big, like this here, I'm not going to skewer them. I'm just going to lay them right on the grill. There's a few small ones in there that shouldn't even been in that batch. Alright, I've got the marinade pretty much well incorporated. All the shrimp are coated, and that's basically what you want. That butter with the seasoning is going to cling to it very well. So from here, they go in the refrigerator for around 20-30 minutes, however long it takes me to get my grill ready. Alright, I am going to do these crab cakes in my new Otto Wild OFB over fired broiler. We're going to go ahead and light our burners. Alright, I'm turning these all the way down to low. We're going to let this go roughly 8 minutes on this side, if it looks right at 8 minutes, and if so, we're going to flip them over and do the other side. I've got a pat of butter on each one of these crab cakes. It's going to be roughly somewhere around 16 minutes overall. On low, as low as it'll go. I'm looking and they're beginning to brown a little bit on top. I'm thinking we're about ready to flip these. And by the way, I've got a non-stick aluminum foil. I did not want to put these right on top of the cast iron grate. I'm pretty sure they would have stuck. These are really going to be tender. Alright, let's push them back in. Go about another 8 minutes, and that's about how long I was going on those, about 7-8 minutes. Alright, we are up to like 350 degrees on this grill. These shrimp are going on. This is my direct side, this is my indirect side, in case I need to move these over. That butter has solidified, so once that gets heated up and starts to melting, I will be expecting some flare-ups. Alright, we're going to close her up. It's only going to take maybe 3-4 minutes on each side. Those are pretty good sized shrimp. Because I have a direct and indirect side, I am going to utilize that. Some of these over direct fire are done. When I say they're done, I don't want them to get any more char on them. They're looking really good where they're at. That one can go just a tad more. And some of these over here can be pulled more out to the middle. Alright, I am unloading these. These are done. Some of them's really got some nice char, which is actually just on the shell. So hopefully some of that permeates into the meat. I like a little bit of a grilled taste on my shrimp when I'm grilling shrimp. These are going to be delicious. I already know it. This is nothing like the barbecue method that we do over here in Louisiana. I'm in Mississippi, so that just crosses borders. We make it here as well. As soon as I load these up, we'll meet you inside. I'm going to start with one of these beautiful crab cakes. Man, that did a fantastic job on that. Now on top of that, you might have heard me mention a few times about an orange chipotle sauce. This stuff is fantastic. I'm not going to show you how to make this for one simple reason. It's not my recipe, which actually none of these are. But there's a real special reason why. Who all is subscribed to me is also subscribed to Deer Meat for Dinner, Rob and Sarah. I tell you what, if you're not subscribed to them, you need to. Fantastic channel. He is blowing it out of the water. Seriously. The guy, when I first started watching him about 1.5 years ago, had 120,000 subscribers. He's knocking on 500,000 and just tons of views. One of my favorite channels. Actually, it is my favorite. It's my go-to channel. Let's load on some of these shrimp while I'm talking. He did an episode, and I'll have a link in the iCard and also in the description box. He was in Costa Rica, and he was tuna fishing. I believe it was tuna. And they prepared this tuna, and they also made this exact same sauce. And the guy that created the sauce has never given this recipe out, but he gave it away on that particular episode, and that's why I did not want to have anything to do with telling you how to do this. I would rather you go over there to Rob's channel and check that out. Alright, these shrimp look delicious. Now this would be good with a Cuban bread, in my case French bread. That's what's local to us. And so here we go. I think it's time to try this out and do a little taste test. I don't know what to try first, but this crab cake, man, that is so soft and tender. I'm not really used to that on a crab cake. Just look at that. All right, here we go. That is absolutely unreal. This orange chipotle sauce is doing something to this crab cake like I ain't never experienced. From the episode that I watched, this would be good on shrimp, this would be good on tuna, you know, the fish, any seafood really. That is absolutely fantastic, and I can't stop with one bite of that. Tell you what, let me try a little lime on there. Not that it needs it. Just a touch. That is just incredible. If you serve that in a restaurant, you would never go out of business. I guarantee you. I've never tasted nothing quite like that. That is absolutely outstanding. Let's try one of these shrimp. I want to see how much of that flavor permeated this shrimp. Nice, good sized shrimp. Just a touch of lime. Here we go. Fantastic shrimp, fantastic crab cake. What a perfect combination. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you try Pirate Jonnys, try some of their seasonings, some of their sauces. It's a true Caribbean flavor. You're gonna love it, I promise you. The over-fired broiler, fantastic, by Otto Wild. Did a great job on this. I think next up, once I'm able, I'm going to be doing some oysters, but you'll be seeing it from time to time, just using it for different purposes, such as melting cheese on a burger, a po' boy, whatever I can think of, guarantee you. Outstanding meal. I'm getting ready to eat. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, smoke your ribs.